As years go by, we come across new discoveries that makes us understand the universe better. Research is the major factor that allows us to discover more and more, as the way science progresses is by pushing limits to even greater extremes. I think what is fascinating is the fact that we will never reach an end regarding the exploration of the universe. We will keep on learning facts that will blow our minds and keep our interest about the universe. Join me today as I explain one of the biggest discoveries that needs to be mentioned, as we are going to talk about a very exciting discovery coming from the center of our own galaxy, very close to the supermassive black hole, Sagittarius. Through the years, we found out that we are part of the Milky Way galaxy. The Milky Way is a barred spiral galaxy about 100,000 light-years across. The Milky Way also contains two significant minor arms, as well as two smaller spurs. One of the spurs, known as the Orion Arm, contains the Sun and the Solar System. The Orion Arm is located between two major arms, Perseus and Sagittarius. There are many facts that make our galaxy interesting. One of them is that our galaxy does not stand still, but is constantly rotating. The Sun and the Solar System travel with them. The Solar System travels at an average speed of 515,000 miles per hour, 828 kilometers per hour. Even at this rapid speed, the Solar System would take about 230 million years to travel all the way around the Milky Way. What we know for sure about the Milky Way is that it contains over 200 billion stars. There is also enough dust and gas to make billions more, and more than half the stars found in the Milky Way are older than the 4.5 billion-year-old Sun. What if I told you that we have detected the fastest star? Yes, you heard correctly. We know what the fastest star is. Unbelievable, huh? Before we continue, be sure to like or dislike the video so that we can continue to improve and make these videos better for you, the viewer. Plus, be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of our weekly videos. Billions and billions of miles away in the center of our galaxy, there is a realm where the things are so bizarre that it is hard to even imagine. While peering deep into the heart of the galaxy, astronomers have found the fastest star ever seen. What we know is that it is close to Sagittarius A. Sagittarius A is a complex radio source located at the center of the Milky Way galaxy and belongs to the constellation of Sagittarius. It is known to be a supermassive black hole with millions of times the mass of our own Sun. Being so big, its gravitational effects are extreme, and they can be detected by looking at the stars in its immediate vicinity. Orbiting Sagittarius A are a handful of stars moving at mind-melting speeds. The black hole has hundreds of stars pulled tightly into its orbit, traveling exceedingly fast from the gravitational boost granted by this close adjacency. The black hole at the center of the Milky Way lies at a distance of 26,000 light-years from Earth. This happens because of relativity. It might appear to be excessive, but in astronomical scales, it is nothing. As we look closer, there may emerge stars capable of even greater speeds. It appears motionless, but there are clouds of dust and gas orbiting it, which provides a clue to the nature of the object. Astronomers calculated its mass using Kepler's laws and measuring the period and semi-major axis of the orbit of a star that came within 17 light hours of the object. They arrived at approximately 4 million solar masses. The only kind of object that can be massive and have a radius of about 100 astronomical units is a black hole. Astronomers have estimated that it contains 4.31 million solar masses. The space research communities around the globe have theorized that there are stars orbiting close to the black hole, which have been named as quasars. Scientists believe that the stars move so close to the black hole that they accelerate at incredible force during their orbit around it. In their research, explorers have been studying a group of stars close to the black hole, which have all been named starting with the letter S, indicating how close they are to the black hole. In the last 10 years, astronomers have also used this data to learn more about other black holes in our galaxy and check whether their theories and knowledge of black holes are accurate or not. One of the brightest members of the S-star cluster that orbits Sagittarius A is known as the S2 star. This star had a lot of records, as it was believed to be the closest to the black hole. It took 16 years for S2 to complete a rotation of Sagittarius A, and when it was closest to the black hole, it was only 18 billion kilometers from Sagittarius A, causing the S2 star to reach 3% of the speed of light. S2 is one of the most researched stars orbiting around the black hole. It is a giant blue star which orbits Sagittarius A every 16 years. This is the star that allowed us to prove Einstein's idea and theories because as it approached the black hole, it started to become even more red-shifted in its light, and we were able to observe this pretty easily. But since then, a lot of scientists have been trying to find more of these stars and more unusual objects in this region. Later on, a team of researchers discovered a less bright star located closer to the black hole, the S62 star, with an orbital completion time of 9.9 years and close to the black hole to a distance of 2.4 billion kilometers. S62 is closer to Sagittarius A than from Uranus to the Sun. The speed of S62 reaches 20,000 kilometers per second, about 6.7% of the speed of light. This star became a new record holder for the fastest star in the galaxy, making it the fastest star to blitz around the Milky Way's black hole. Something happened and S62 dropped off its record. On August the 11th, astronomers announced the discovery of a set of new stars in the central cluster of our galaxy. In particular, two stars broke all the records. They are known as S4711 and S4714. Both can be seen with a telescope, and you have the opportunity to admire its beauty. S4711 orbits the Milky Way's black hole once every 7.6 years, and it seems to be the record holder for the shortest period of time. Some claim that it is the most spectacular star, until the S4714 star appeared. S4714 gets to be the fastest and most furious star we know of at our galaxy center. It is the fastest among these as of our current knowledge. Scientists caught a glimpse of the fastest star in our galaxy zooming around a black hole. To be more specific, the S4714 star took the record for the closest approach to Sagittarius A. It has an extreme orbital eccentricity of 0.985, and the closest approach to Sagittarius A is just 1,900 million kilometers. It moves with the speed of 24,000 kilometers per second, or 15,000 miles per second, and that is approximately 8% the speed of light. It is easy to understand that it has the fastest speed. This star comes closer to the central black hole. In other words, it is just 1.9 billion kilometers away from it. This star is now the new record holder for the fastest star in the vicinity. But the reason the star moves so fast is because of its extremely eccentric orbit, meaning that the ellipse shape is elongated to put its speed into perspective. In order to be more understood, imagine that if an aircraft was flying at that speed, it would orbit the entire Earth in less than 2 seconds. Imagine that we are not even accounting for the time dilation. Objects traveling at such high speed experience time much slower than we do. What is fascinating is that it experiences the largest predicted precession of any star ever measured, and the most important thing is that it has the highest maximum velocity. However, its orbital period lasts about 12 years, and its farthest distance to the galactic center is 250 billion kilometers. That means that astronomers can observe this effect in real time too. S4714 is so close to Sagittarius A and so faint that even the world's biggest infrared telescopes have a hard time picking it out of the crowd of stars in that spot in the sky. Still, it implies that there may be stars even closer still, perhaps just less massive and too faint to spot. This new discovery leads to two exciting consequences. The first is that this extreme star, the one that moves fastest and passes closest to our galaxy's supermassive black hole, will provide us with the strongest test ever performed of Einstein's general theory. In other words, with this new star and these new observatories, we will have the greatest opportunity we have ever had to look for cracks in Einstein's greatest scientific achievement. The second consequence is that this verifies and validates a number of theoretical predictions of stellar populations that ought to exist, but had never been discovered until now. It will be interesting to find out just how close these stars get. These predictions further indicate that these should be larger numbers of even fainter stars that ought to approach our central black hole even more closely, and that these next-generation telescopes should reveal them to us. We may have gigantic telescopes in the future that will have an even better view. Improved data analysis could yield even further insight into the space around Sagittarius A. We expect more stars on extremely tight orbits to be discovered in the near future, as scientists may be able to put this theory to use and locate other stars. Astronomers believe that there may be stars with velocities and speeds that surpass that of S4714 hiding near Sagittarius A. Although there has been an improvement in figuring out the stars, still we are in the process of understanding how black hole feeding and formation of stars close to a supermassive black hole works. Also in the coming decade, we may be able to test our theory of gravity like never before. If Einstein's theory doesn't match with our observations, it might be the start of the biggest scientific revolution that physics has ever seen. Thanks for watching, everyone. I would really like to know your opinion regarding the S4714 star. I want to know your feelings about the star. Did you know about the existence of this star? Do you think we will find another star approaching closer to the speed of light than S4714? Will new telescopes help us detect them? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.